You know that feeling when you watch movies with captions turned on? It starts out so helpful. Those hard to hear parts are clear because the words are right there. But as you watch, something happens. Your eyes drift more and more to the words. You start losing the action, the emotion, even the actors altogether. And after a while, all you see are the words. These are the $600 Even Realities G2 smart glasses and $250 R1 control ring. And at their very best, they feel like the future. I've been wearing these for a few months now, and I don't think this is a bad product. I actually think parts of this are some of the best smart glasses I've ever seen. I just keep coming back to this feeling that despite the great hardware, and in spite of the middling software, the real problem is wearing smart glasses all the time leads to reading my life instead of living it. So let's start with the hardware, because this is where they really nailed it. These look like normal glasses, not just normal for smart glasses, just normal. I've been wearing them out for quite a bit, and most people don't even notice they're smart glasses. I've even had people compliment them. Nobody is asking, what weird gadget do you have in your face? Which is kind of the whole goal with something like this. They're lightweight, they're comfortable for a while, and they don't feel like a prototype. This feels like a finished product. The kind of thing you could actually wear every day. If you're really looking for it, you can spot the tells. The batteries are back here at the end of the stems, which helps keep them from feeling front heavy. And at the right angle, you can catch the displays. But most of the time, it just disappears into these are glasses. Those batteries, though, are also where the comfort slips a little bit. They angle in just enough that after a while you start to feel them pressing. Not right away, but give us some time and you'll notice it. And once you do notice it, you don't really stop noticing it. The other thing that matters more than you'd expect is alignment. The whole experience depends on the display lining up with your eyes just right, and that all comes down to these nose pads. They aren't just for comfort, they are positioning the display, and you can't really adjust the nose pads, not without risking breaking these tiny wires. So if the glasses happen to fit well, they're great. That's been my experience. But if they don't line up quite right, the display ends up a little off, too high or too low, slightly out of place. There are software adjustments, but they only go so far. If the physical fit isn't right, you feel it. The displays sit a little high in the lenses. The idea is to keep them out of your main vision, but I don't fully agree with that choice. It means you're looking up at the interface, which is more noticeable. I ended up using the app to lower the interface in the software. Then there's the case. It's huge, like surprisingly huge. Bigger than the Meta glasses case, and that matters more than it sounds like it should, because this is the thing you're supposed to carry with you if you're actually using these day to day, and I just didn't. It's the kind of case that ends up staying at home, which means you're thinking about battery life in a different way, and the whole just wear these like normal glasses idea starts to break a little bit because you have to charge your glasses. And finally, there's the ring. This is probably the most interesting part of the whole system. When it works, it's great. You can scroll, tap, move through everything without touching your glasses, and that makes it feel invisible, like you're controlling something without anyone noticing, which is exactly what you want with a product like this. Because the alternative is touching the stems of the glasses, which immediately looks like you're using smart glasses. There's no hiding this. So the ring actually solves that by hiding it when it works. And that's the frustrating part. Sometimes it's just slow. You scroll and nothing happens for a second. Other times it reads your input wrong. You tap and it scrolls instead. You scroll and it selects something like you tapped. You end up doing things twice because you're not even sure if it registered the first time. And it can be hard to remember which gestures to use where. Do I press and hold here, or do I double tap? But you need this. That's the thing. This whole experience is built around having a separate controller. Touching behind your ear feels awkward, and without cameras, there's no other gesture system possible. Even did try to give the ring additional features like daily exercise tracking and heart rate monitoring, but the heart rate data is all over the place. So now you've got this really clever piece of hardware that you kind of rely on, and it doesn't always do what you expect. And then you remember it's an extra $250, and that part starts to sting a little. You can get good smart rings for that price. And all of that is before you even get to what they're trying to show you. There's a dashboard built into the glasses software that you can leave on all the time, or you can have show up when you look up by tilting your head. You can even adjust the angle so it triggers exactly when you want to. And on paper, that sounds like the whole point. Information, when you need it, always available. But I turned the dashboard off completely because after a while, I realized I just didn't want that much information sitting in front of me all the time. I don't need stock prices floating in my vision while I'm walking down the sidewalk. I don't need news headlines constantly updating. I don't even need my calendar hovering there. When I want that stuff, I can pull it up on my phone. I don't really need it waiting for me every time I glance up. The only thing I really need to pop up is notifications, and those still come through even with the dashboards off. Speaking of notifications, those are great. This is one of the parts where they really got it right. If something hits your phone, it can show up right here. A text comes up, your door unlocks, you get an email, you can see it immediately. And you can fine tune it so it's not every app and every notification, but just the stuff you care about. It's quick, it's subtle, and it makes sense for something like this. However, you can't act on them from the glasses. You're still gonna have to pull out your phone if you want to reply to a text or do anything with anything else that you come through. So it's more of a heads up than a control center. But as a heads up, it works really well. And since this is a device released in the year 2026, there is also AI, for better or worse. You can say, hey, even, and ask a question, and it gives you an answer. But it's not that great because it's basically ChatGPT without a real sense of memory. You can ask a question, get an answer, you can ask a follow-up, and sometimes it keeps up just fine. Other times it just kind of loses the thread, and there's no way to go back. You can't pull up a specific previous conversation from yesterday. You can't continue something from earlier in the day. You're just starting over every time and hope it remembers enough context to keep things going. And sometimes it does. Most of the time it doesn't. And when it doesn't, you feel it immediately. Even AI isn't the real hero of the glasses though. That's supposed to be the conversate feature. That's the feature I thought I'd fall in love with because it promises to transcribe conversations in real time and even log names, pop up definitions for terms you've heard and might not know, and fact check. Like everything else so far, it's amazing, except when it isn't. By the way, it'd be amazing if you subscribe to the channel while you're here. They've updated it a few times since I started using it, and Conversate has improved. It's a bit more stable, it keeps up a bit better than it used to, and overall it feels like it's slowly moving in the right direction. They also added this prep notes feature where you can feed it context ahead of time. You can load in an agenda, names, topics, anything else you think might help it understand what's about to happen. I tried that in a real setting. I loaded in the agenda for a township meeting, gave it all the context it should have needed, and let it run. The notes were there. You can scroll them while it's transcribing, which is actually useful, but the transcription itself didn't really change. Words still came through wrong. Names still got missed or were totally wrong, and it still struggled with the same kind of things it struggled with before. And you notice it because you're looking right at it while someone is talking. At first, it feels helpful. You glance at it to make sure you caught something, or a number, or a dollar, and then you glance again. Then you start reading more of it. Then you catch something that doesn't look right, so you read it more closely. You start comparing what you're hearing to what the glasses are showing you. And now you're splitting your attention between the person talking and the text in front of you. I found myself doing that over and over again. Instead of staying in the conversation, I was checking the transcription. Instead of listening, I was reading and trying to decide if what I was reading was even right. And the pop-up definitions and fact checks were hit and miss too. Conversate gets the wrong word too often, so it pops up definitions for words that weren't even said. And its fact checks were way off. On Super Bowl Sunday, someone mentioned that the Super Bowl was later today, and the Conversate feature popped up a fact check to say that in fact, it wasn't today because the Super Bowl was scheduled for February 8th, and today is February 8th. And this is where it starts to get annoying, because this isn't something that you check later, it's a transcription that's happening in real time while someone is talking. So now you're doing two things at once. You're listening, and you're checking what the glasses think they heard. And the more I used it, the more I noticed my attention just kept shifting. After a while, I wasn't really focused on the person anymore. I was reading, and I missed everything. That's also why I ended up turning most of it off. No dashboard, no transcription, none of the stuff that keeps putting text in front of you all the time. And almost immediately it felt better. No second layer to keep track of, no checking, no comparing, just the conversation. And that's a strange result to end up with, because now you've got $600 smart glasses, and the version I kept going back to was the one where they weren't doing much at all. And that's where I've landed with these. The hardware is ready. This feels like something I could actually wear every day, if not all day. The design is there, the idea is there, and a lot of this works. But having information sitting in your vision all the time changes how you pay attention. It pulls you just enough that you start noticing it. And once you notice it, it's hard to ignore. So yeah, I like these. I just don't want to wear captions all day. And to be clear, I don't think this is the fault even at all. They're putting a lot of work and effort into improving the glasses as they go. In the time I've been testing, they've improved the AI. The conversation feature has gotten better. They've fixed bugs and released a ton of updates. And they've even released a new hub feature that lets people develop apps for the glasses. Already, we have useful apps like weather displays, timers, even a slide presentation feature. And others have released games from chess and a Frogger knockoff to a pickleball scorekeeper, though I have no idea how well that one works because I'm not risking $600 worth of glasses to a pickleball to the face. But I'm not sure this is something even or anyone else can really solve. I've always dreamed of a heads-up display as part of my vision, of having some super secret power I always know the name of the people I'm talking to, or getting news in real time, finally understanding conversations when my hearing fails me. And the truth is, all those sci-fi promises have ignored or missed the simple reality that humans are terrible at focus, and a heads-up display ends up being little more than a distraction. And when I really want to be a part of the very life going on in front of me, sometimes the best thing to do is take off the tech between me and the people who are actually there. That's it for now, but thanks for watching the Anaraker channel. Until next time, bye!